A great tool that works well with data sheets in Excel is the Subtotals tool. Now, in order for the subtotal to work, we firstly have to sort the data by the column that we wish to subtotal on. So taking our employees data set, if we were looking to perhaps work out a total salary by county, our first step would be to sort the data by county. So we select anywhere in the county column and choose the A to Z option so that the counties are in alphabetical order, and we can see that that's worked. Stage 2 is then to go to the data ribbon and come all the way across to the subtotal tool here on the right. We choose the subtotal tool, that will give us the subtotal dialog box, and then we need to answer the questions correctly. At each change in, well, what I would like to happen is every time the county changes from one county to the next, so coming down this list, it will do all of County Durham, then go into the next county, then go into the next county. What would I like it to do? Well, I'd like it to sum, but there are other functions to choose from that we've seen previously. Count, average, max, min. There's even product, count numbers, standard deviation. We'll stick with sum. And what would I like it to sum? I would like it to sum the salary, but not the CV. We can then keep the defaults that are given here, which is to replace the current subtotals. So if there were some current subtotals in the sheet already, they would be removed. Obviously, if you're trying to add in second subtotals, you could remove that. And then there will be a summary below the data. So when I click OK, what I've asked it to do is to sum the salary every time the county changes. OK. And hey presto, it occurs for us. Now what happens is when it reaches the end of each county, as it's done there, it inserts a new row and says County Durham total. And then if we move across to the salary column, we can see it's worked out the sum of the salary. Now it does that using a function called subtotal, where 9 is an ID referring to the function sum, and then 02 to 013 is our range. So each time it sees a change in the county, it inserts another new row. So there we have North Yorkshire, and it sums the North Yorkshire values. Now, as well as inserting the row and inserting the total, we also get added in, you'll see on the left here, a system called outlining. Now what that allows us to do is actually compress and hide rows. So if I click 1 here, for example, that hides everything except the grand total, which if I scroll across, is now too large to see. So let's widen the column. That's the grand total. Whereas if I click 2, that shows me all the county subtotals effectively. And then 3 returns all the rows so we can see everything together. So this is subtotaling. Now it uses, if I use the 2, the subtotal command, and the reason it uses the subtotal command as opposed to the sub command is that we can add this subtotal here for the total that actually covers all the rows. But what it won't do is it won't subtotal the subtotals. Whereas if we put sum in each of these subtotals and then sum in the main grand total, it effectively will double count because it will add the sums as well as the individual values. And of course, it's very easy to control and set up. Should you wish to remove subtotaling, you go back to the subtotal option. That brings the dialog box back up and we choose remove all. And that takes away all of the subtotaling. The biggest caveat here is to remember to sort by the column you wish to subtotal on. Without that, you will end up with duplications in the subtotal. For example, if we go to the subtotal now and don't choose the county, which is what we're sorted by, but choose one of the fields we're not sorted by, let's go for the town city. We'll do the same thing, sum the salary. OK. It manages to do it. If I do the 2 here, you'll see that Durham, Thirsk, Northallerton, Thirsk, Northallerton, Thirsk, Northallerton is repeated because every time the town changes to another town, it has to do another subtotal. Well, because we're not in town order, the towns keep recurring further down the list. So it doesn't make as much sense as it perhaps ought to. You need to make sure that you are within the data. So I would go to subtotal, remove all, then sort by the town, then subtotal. At each change in town, sum the salary, OK. And now when we do the 2, you find we only have one total for each town. So as long as you bear in mind that little caveat of sorting the data by the field you wish to group on, then the subtotal tool will do wonders for you.